Today we're talking about Peghole alignment with OLM Peghole stabilizer. It's a great solution if you're working on ACME punch paper and you scan your frames using a feed scanner, or if you scan using a flatbed scanner but you didn't use a peg bar. And just so you know, it is Windows only. I'm in Photoshop and I'm going to open an animation cycle I drew on paper and scan with my feed scanner. Let's bring it in as an image sequence and set the frame rate to 12 frames per second. Right away, you'll notice that the Peghole pattern presents as solid black. That's going to be the case anytime you scan using a dedicated feed scanner. If you use the ADF tray of a scanner printer combo, you may need to add a strip of black electrical tape to the surface that sits directly opposite the sensor, or if that gap is too narrow for tape, blacken it with a Sharpie. Playing back our raw scans at 12 FPS, you can see that the peg holes are all over the place. Let's zoom in for a second. There's rotational differences and position differences from frame to frame. Let's install OLM Peghole stabilizer and we will fix that. Here we are on the website for OLM Digital R&D. They've got all sorts of animation tools. We're just going to grab Peghole stabilizer today. As of the December 2024 version, I believe, the installer is fully in English instead of in Japanese, so no need to be concerned about whether you're going to get stuck clicking through all these options. Let's get it set up, very straightforward. And then we will use it to process our raw scans. In preparation for this step, I've created two folders. One is called shotname_00_raw scans, and the other is called shotname_01_aligned. We will set raw scans as the input directory, which is where the application will look for frames to align. And let's set the output directory to aligned, which is where the application will export the stabilized versions of your scans. Choose the Peghole orientation. For these scans, I'll choose bottom and then click start. Aside from the status bar, there's no visual feedback. So let's import the sequence in the output folder into Photoshop and take a look. Once again, we'll bring it in as an image sequence and set the frame rate to 12 frames per second. As you can see, the alignment is rock solid. The app has adjusted the position and rotation of the image in each frame, so the Peghole positions match. And without having to import a stack of images into Photoshop and mess with the transform tool manually, you have an image sequence that is in the same alignment as it was when you animated it. For my friends out there who love animating on paper as much as I do, I hope this was helpful. And as always, don't forget to greenlight yourself.